Well, the explosion of crime, the crime wave we've seen unfold in Sweden in recent years has been an absolute tragedy. You know, you've seen articles like this, pay up or blow up, that Swedish businesses are being bombed, and it's young teens who are making a quick buck off a big bang. Now, before I get to this latest development on crime, on what the Swedish government intend to do about this crime wave, this explosion in gang violence, I think it's important to highlight what the Swedish government have done already, which is, unlike the government in the UK, we've actually seen net emigration for Sweden for the first time in 50 years, i.e. the number of people leaving the country higher, larger than the number of arrivals in 2024. And also, you saw Sweden on track to have the lowest number of asylum seekers since 1997, with the migration minister saying that the government's efforts have produced results, that the number of asylum applications is looking to be historically low, and that asylum-related residence permits continue to decrease, with Sweden seeing net emigration for the first time in 50 years. But when it comes to this horrific wave of violence, gang violence, that has swept through Sweden in recent years, the government taking radical action. Well, thank you so much to Ground News for sponsoring today's video. Balanced, objective, independent. Ground News is there to help give you the full picture, the full context to stories, whether that be national or international. Ground News is a website and app that helps you see the news from multiple perspectives, see every side of a news story. You can see me loading up here the defection of Danny Kruger to reform, and how this Spectator article explains that this is an important defection. And you can see how, by comparing headlines, you can see the bias of a media outlet from the left to right spectrum. You can see through the spin. So by using the link below or heading over to groundnews.com/MH, you can get a special deal, 40% off the Vantage plan for unlimited access. So head over to ground.news/MH or see the link below this video. And so, yeah, you've seen in recent years this horrific trend continue to unfold. And Sweden now having to make these moves. They're aiming to introduce a law letting police wiretap children because of the level of gang violence. And this is gang violence, let's not forget, in Sweden now, that saw in 2025 27 bombings. I believe that was in January alone. Absolutely off the scale levels of violence. And so Sweden now announcing, and do let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below please, that they're going to cut the age of criminal responsibility perhaps down to as low as 13, because gangs now effectively, tragically, are using children as hitmen. And so Sweden looking to lower the age of criminal responsibility to below the current level of 15, because the number of under 15 suspected of murder, aiding and abetting murder or attempted murder was 93 in the first 6 months of 2024 alone, basically tripling on the same period a year earlier. And so the age of criminal responsibility, Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson announcing, will be lowered from the current 15 because of this horrific wave of violence. So you could see those aged 13 and older being prosecuted, because children are being recruited by these gangs committing some very serious attacks, crimes. You're also going to see a whole host of other measures there put in place, but also a Swedish government that, when it comes to defence, is going to hike military spending. It's going to go up to 2.8% of GDP in 2026. You see the Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson there saying, we are now taking the next big step in the equipping of the Swedish defence, saying, we have increased the defence budget by 100 billion kronor since 2022. It is unprecedented unless you go back to the very worst days of the Cold War. So that's an 18% increase compared to 2025. Sweden's defence spending going closer to the new NATO target. But a decisive move there from Sweden, from the Swedish government, when it comes to tackling this horrendous wave of gang violence. Please do let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. I will, of course, keep bringing you all the latest on this and much more, guys. So please do whack this video a quick thumbs up. Do head over to heather.news. Check out my Substack newsletter over there so you can stay in touch with me. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.